Hold on. All right, so I'm on here real quick to talk about the vision I did have this last night or this morning. I don't just come on here and talk about it first. I have to sit here and contemplate on it, pray about it, ask God if it's okay to put it out here. But this one wasn't too much of it's more of a warning for some men. Um, I'm just going to talk about it and just tell you exactly what and how I saw it or how it came to me, um, how the vision was. And then after that, I'm going to put my 2 cents on what I think should have happened, but you do what you want with it, okay? Now, um, it starts off with me being friends with these guys. And we're just friends. There's nothing more to it. But it's one guy that I'm really friends with. He's like goofy, kind of, real cool people. Some people called him an F up growing up. I didn't see him like that. I saw that he had some situations, even his older years, because we was in our 40s. Even his older years, he still had some things he was still working out. This thing, we all were teachers. These were teachers, okay? These wasn't just any fly by night kind of guys. These were educators, okay? And I'm saying they're educators because I was working with students. Um, the students was in middle school to high school. Oh, excuse me. It was middle school to high school. And I'm in this school. I'm walking back and forth, um, dealing with students and everything. And this is just what we're doing. But the thing is, I find out that 2 of the teachers, or really more than 2, but 2 definitely of these teachers are dealing in drugs. I mean, that's how they get their lifestyle. These guys had nice cars or fancy cars, um, taking trips that's like, a little bit more eccentric than the average teacher's salary. And the wives were at home moms. Like I said, these teachers, they were guys, and I was a teacher with them, and we are just talking, and I'm like, y'all doing a lot on our salary. I'm like, this teacher salary is not that much, and you don't get that much. And so that's when I got opened up to another world of drugs. And it wasn't just these male teachers, there were female teachers of all races, colors, and creeds dealing in these druggish activities. I was drawn to the series Weeds for a reason. I don't know why the series Weeds keep coming up on me, but I was drawn to the series called Weeds. Um, I'm trying to get through this. Hold on, you guys. There was so much in there that I had to sit here this morning and really just break it all down in my head and break it down on how and what was going on. Excuse me. Um, okay. So, gosh, teachers, we're in the school district, we're teaching these kids and everything, but in the backhand of all this, these teachers are doing some stuff on the back end that's not good. They selling drugs. They selling it to their communities. And like I said, it was all different colors and creeds of these teachers doing this. And they brought me in because I was talking about how teacher salary don't get that much. And shoot, I had, my daughter who's, partially blind, and my son who's, still going through school. And so they brought me into this world. They brought me into this world. Well, okay. Hold on a second. Forgot. Cover your crown when you're giving a message. Yeah, somebody just said, damn. Yeah. Cover your crown when you're giving your message. I forgot about that. Cover it now, though. Okay, so and it feels much better, like somebody's trying to do something to my head. But anyway, that's done. Moving forward, the thing is that we were pushing forward in this, in the same fashion of that we were. How can I say this? I didn't participate. Okay, I didn't participate. I didn't agree with it. I didn't like it. I didn't. I didn't approve of what these teachers were doing. I told them, I said, if you guys are going to do this, leave me out of it. I have nothing to do with it. So I walked away. But it was two guys in there I'm friends with at my school. I'm like, are y'all really doing this? Like, this is not what's up. This is, don't do this. And one of them was like, where are you from? Are you know about, I don't know anything about Palestine. I don't know anything about Palestine, sweetie. But anyway, like I said, um, the thing is that these teachers were going in and doing these illegal activities. This is how they was getting their extra money. Moving forward, the kingpin, the drug pen guy, I met him, and he was actually asking me. He was like, you sure you don't want to add? And I said, dude, I don't believe in that crap. I said, whatever the Lord gonna bless me with, he's gonna bless me with. I don't have to sell your drugs to do this. And me and him, we bumped heads. And for some reason, he liked me. And I said, no. Like, I don't deal with people like you. I don't deal with this. I don't. And I just walked away. And then one of the teachers, she was a white lady. She came to me like, but don't say nothing to nobody. And don't. I said, I'm not saying nothing about whatever y'all doing. Just don't put me in it. I don't believe or do this. So I walked away. Well, this is where the situation come in. It's like it goes from me going into the teacher's classroom, the lounge, everything goes from there to me talking to some students about something, about an assignment we were doing. I was giving them out to, and then it jumps from there to the situation that happens. This is where it gets serious. This is where people start to die. Unfortunately, people starts to die. Remember I told you about the friend I had, the teacher I had. They called him the F up or whatever. And, you know, he was a good guy. But he just had some situations where he had to work out things in his life. Well, this is where the problem comes in. He gets a huge order of this stuff. Now, I don't know nothing about it. He brings me in when he messes up. Because like I said, me and him becomes like really, really good friends. But that's all it is. It's nothing more than that because, I don't believe in that. But I don't believe in being with people who do certain things. And if you're in this kind of druggish activity kind of thing, I don't even ask me to be anywhere around you in a physical relationship sense. It's a no. Friend wise, I'll be a friend to you to an extent, but it's not going to be like buddy buddy. Me and him was it's an exception because me and him was friends before he got involved in this. We and him was friends, and I said, okay, we're friends, we're good, but you doing this, don't even come at me with nothing else because this is where I've drawn the line. Anyway, so moving forward, this is where the problem comes in. This is where deaths start. These teachers had this illegal hidden investigation going on in their classrooms or in their school districts. And it wasn't just at this school, it was in the school district. Okay, it was in the whole school district. It was different teachers, different places, different schools. They all would have these meetings, these secret meetings. Well, moving forward, I'm trying to remember everything. He gets a huge order. Okay? He gets a huge order from some people in and this is the F up teacher. He gets a huge order from some people in his neighborhood that wants to buy this stuff. And this is what he tells me. Now, I don't know. He just tells me what happened. He told me he got a big order from a person in his neighborhood wanted to buy some stuff, whatever. So he got it from the main supplier. It was such a huge order that the top dog, the one I don't like, the one I don't get along with, the one I said, stay away from me with this BS you doing, He came down from his wherever he was to come and talk to this guy teacher. And he said he came down here to talk to him, saying that this here was a very big order. Don't mess this up. And he didn't. Originally, he did not. Originally, this teacher did not mess it up. From what I know, he made the deal. He got the money. He did the do. Okay, everything was fine. But this is where the problem come in. When you do something that is extremely dangerous as selling drugs, or I'm hearing smack. They're selling smack, whatever smack is. I'm hearing the word smack. And you don't have protection. And you have a huge order that this guy had. And you get involved, and you're a teacher. You deal with students, you deal with parents, you deal with this, you deal with that. And then people start to know who you are in that world and in the teaching world. There's bound to be problems. There's bound to be situations. There's bound to be trouble. Thank you, Lord. It's bound to 11:22 when I said there's bound to be trouble. And it was trouble. Basically, something happened where the money and the rest of the drugs were gone. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's go back. Let's go back, back. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Basically, the person who bought whatever they bought and did whatever they didn't buy as much as the teacher thought they was going to, or they didn't buy as much as they said they wanted. Okay. And so this teacher had extra drugs in his possession, and he didn't know who to talk to, where to go, what to do, blah, blah, blah. And that's when he called me in and told me. I said, you still got this mess? I said, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? You know, I'm like, why would you do this? You know, and I'm asking him, you know, all these questions. He's like, man, I don't know. I don't know. He wanted his hands clean. Okay. And I said, you can't expect this man to take back his stuff when you just had this. And so he called the head guy. This would make the head guy come down. And told him the situation. He said, I still got the money, I still got the drugs, can you come get the drugs and the money? And he wanted out, you know, 12:44 when I said that. And the head guy said no. Basically, on the phone, I heard the head guy say, no, you did this, you did that, you took the money, I mean, you took this, you took that. He said, I want my money, not the drugs back. I want my money, not the drugs back. So this is what the head honcho told him on the phone. He was like, man, I don't know what to do, da da da, yada yada. This is when students get involved. It was a student, high school male student, some kind of male student. He knew somebody that could use that. So now I'm taking him to, I'm driving him now. I'm taking him to another location on another side of town. I don't know where I am, but yet still, I'm 1333 when I'm saying this. I'm taking him to this other guy's house. I guess he's another kind of drug pen, whoever on his side or whatever, I don't know. Actually, no, he's not a drug pen person. He's a guy who knew the drug pen guy. He knew him. And so this is what happened there. He gets involved with this other guy on the other side of town that's doing their school districts, their school district doing the same thing. Like these, this is not just this school district, it's other school districts that's involved in the same thing, okay? And they needed some extra whatever. He goes in, you know, they do whatever, and I drop him off at the new guy's house, the new teacher's house, because he's a new teacher in a new school district, new area, new everything. So I drop him off over there. This is how I get back involved. He calls me and tells me, first he calls me and tells me everything's all right. I was like, all right, cool, at least you got all that out. Man, I said, man, you need to get out this mess, to pay this man his money and get out of it and just leave it alone. This is not what you need to do. He's like, yeah, man, Kim, I'm getting out of this because this is not what, you know, this is not me. I said, I told you, you know, we just make do with what we got. Thank God for what we got, you know. So that was it. It's supposed to be like an even exchange. The guy that's the F up called the main guy, told him what was going to happen. The second guy at the other school district talked to the main guy on the phone, the one who the head honcho, and told him, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it on. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna get it back to you when I get with my people." Well, this is where it still gets sticky, sticky icky. His people he could not trust. The second guy, the second teacher at the other school district, he couldn't trust his people like he thought he could trust them. They broke into his house, stole the money, stole the smack, and that was it. Now do y'all see what a problem coming in? And he calls my dude, my friend, at school, because this is the second time it happened, and that's how I'm telling you how it happened. Because when he called him, that the other guy, the second teacher at the other school district, when he called, I was in front of my friend, and he was like, "What, man? No, no, man, no!" He's freaking out on campus in my classroom. And I'm like, "What is going on? Dude, what's going on? What's up? Talk to me, what's up?" And he tells me, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And I'm just sitting right here looking like there's about to be some flowers bringing and some slow singing going on, because y'all just messed over this man's stuff, his money. Huh. And I said, you gotta call you gotta call the head honcho and tell him what happened. You gotta call him. Now the second guy don't want to call the head honcho. I do. My friend calls the head honcho. I can hear on the speakerphone the head honcho is not happy. He's not saying nothing. He's calculating. Because you never had that person on the phone when you know they're mad, but they're not saying nothing. They like real crickets quiet. And I'm sitting on my desk, my legs crossed, listening like, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. I'm just saying to them, and then I must be on something because it just, hit that thing. I just said, this is not going to be good. And lo and behold, it wasn't. He said, the head honcho said, I'm coming back down there. And I'm bringing my boys with me. And I want to see you and everybody involved in this. And I want to know what, when, where, and why. It's like he was bringing his cavalry down from wherever he was. He's bringing all his folks down to find out where his drugs are, where his money at, who stole from. And I'm like, okay. Now this is where it gets, the gunplay comes in. Because it was gunfire. we're at the school. I'm at the school dance, or I think it was the school dance. I want to say it was the school dance, and I'm chaperoning. And this is like a few weeks later or something. He didn't just show up. You know what I'm saying? This happened like 1 or 2 weeks later. Because I'm like, okay, I thought maybe it happened already. I'm thinking that the head honcho came down. I don't mention nothing about nothing. I just go about my business. I go in, and we're at the head dance. We're at the dance because I have on this really nice dress and everything. And I'm going through, and I'm talking to the students, and I'm telling them to get home safe, and telling the parents, bye. And it's like down to the last of the wire. And my friend, the one I said I'm friends with, he's there. He's closing up shop and everything. And but he's nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really nervous. He's like on pins and needles for weeks. And I'm just going on by my business like, shh, I told you not to get involved with this crap, kind of situation. That's my mindset. Like, I told you don't get involved with this. But you did. So moving forward. We're going in. I'm going in, getting my purse and get everything I need to get back to my car or my truck at the time. And I'm going in to get my stuff. And as soon as I get ready to go in, I hear, get out! And I jump down, like I just get down the floor, and I'm hearing, pow, 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 boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm hearing nothing but gunfire. I'm here and I'm down on the floor. I grabbed one of the students that was still there waiting on her mom. I grabbed her down. I grabbed another student, male student down. I'm pulling all them down on the floor. Get down, get down. And I'm covering them. Like I'm over them, covering them. I'm telling the other kids, get down, get down. It's like a few students still there, waiting on their parents. And I'm getting them all down on the floor because it's nothing but gunfire. I mean, it's nothing but just shots. And we don't know where it came from. It didn't come from the main guy. I'm thinking it came from the main guy who came down. No, it didn't come from him. It came from whoever the second teacher at the second school district who he got involved with, you know what I'm saying? It came from them. And I knew that by the main guy, the head honcho. He shows up after this gunplay happens. He shows up like 2 days later, and he comes to my classroom asking me, am I okay? And all this stuff. I'm like, I'm fine. I said, I don't like the fact y'all bring this crap, you know, into the school, and these kids could have got hit. You know, I'm up here pissed off that they bringing this into our classrooms, into these students' lives, and they're not used to this kind of situation. And he was like, yeah, don't worry about it. He said, basically, the main guy was like, the head honcho was like, we gonna take care of it. Don't worry about it. You know, y'all not gonna worry about that no more. And I'm like, you don't even live here. You know, like you don't live here. You don't know these students. They just come into school. I said, this is not what we do. And basically, he basically lets me know, because me and him kind of get into it. The head honcho and me, I'm like, I ain't a part of your organization, your thing. I'm going to let you know when you're wrong. And I told him in his face, you're wrong for what you're doing. You're wrong for doing this and that. He's like, I don't make them sell anything. They come to me and I give it to what they want. And this and that. I'm like, but why are you even in it? You know, like me and him back and forth with words. And even when even his people, like, this girl, she tripping. She going off. I'm like, I don't care about people and their titles. So you don't know, I've been dead a few times. It don't bother me no more. But I will let you know when you're wrong. 22 when I'm saying this. And basically, I'm going back and forth with this man, head honcho, who came down. And I'm going back and forth with him. I didn't care. I said, because you brought this drama into the school with these babies. And we are protecting them and trying to teach them. And so he was like, listen, we're going to get taken care of. It's going to get worked out. 2244 when I'm saying this. He's like, listen, we're going to get take care of. We're going to get worked out. We're not going to have no more gunshots and nothing like this going in y'all precious school. I said, yeah, precious. Remember that. These children are precious. You said it out of your own mouth. Precious. Your drugs can be replaced. These babies, their souls cannot. They have a mission here on this earth. Just like you chose your life, they got to be able to choose theirs too. And he was like, yes, ma'am. And so he walks away. Goes from there to, I don't know what happens in the other school district. I don't know what happens nowhere, okay? I don't know what happens from there. Only thing I know, it goes from that part, me and the head honcho guy, the one who's over everything, me and him going back and forth with each other, to him going on, talking about it's not going to happen no more. He going to handle it. And it goes from that to me finding out that my friend has to leave. Basically, I don't know what happened or how it got worked out, but I do know that he told me to come to the bus station. They put my friend on the bus and told him don't come back. And he was the only friend I had in that school that was like a true friend. And he literally was on the bus. I gave him a hug. And he was like, I gotta go. And I said, go where? He's like, they said I messed up bad. He said, don't return. So when he said he messed up bad and don't return, I guess this was the head honcho telling him he has to go somewhere else. He couldn't return to where he was. So I'm sitting right here on the bus stop telling my friend bye. I'm even crying because I'm like, I'm losing the only friend I got in this school. The other ones, you couldn't really just trust them, you know. And the other guy, the other gentleman from the other school district, he basically told me it was the other guy, that the people he dealt with, the ones who stole from him, They were the ones who did the gunfire at the school that we were at. And then he said the head honcho came in and took out everybody. Like he got rid of everyone. And I said, even the teacher. He said, man, yeah. And I was like, did you see it? He was like, I had to sit there and watch. He said, man, I didn't want to. He said, but he made me sit there and watch, and said why he don't deal with certain things. And he was, you could tell this really woke up this teacher, the guy, whatever. And then he could see why I told him, you don't need to get in this world. This is not what you do. So God just opened me up to a whole nother world of mischievousness in his sight that I knew nothing about. And it was like I was right there. It was like I was right there with them. So for anybody who's really going through this, I may not be the one who's going through this. It may be somebody else. All thing I can tell you is don't do it. If you do this, you may not die from it, but it's going to be very hard on you. And you're not going to be able to stay around your family, your folks, everybody. Because this man never really went anywhere. From what I remember in the dream, our conversations was that he really don't travel a lot of places. He really don't go a lot of places. He stayed within Texas. That everything he wanted to do was right here in Texas. I think the most he went to is Cozumel. I think he said Cozumel, Mexico was the most he traveled, like to a beach or something, or Galveston or something. This man was really just like, he don't really go and do nothing besides what's in his vicinity of Texas. That's it. And his life was over with just like that. Because he was a teacher for 20 plus years. I remember that. Because they were making fun of me about me teaching in my older years and how they gonna be already home and retired and I'm gonna still be teaching. And I said, well, it is what it is. But that was the situation. Now I can't tell people not to do what they do. That's on you. I cannot make you do anything right. I cannot make anybody do the right thing in their life. That's not my job to do that. But I would tell you, if you are in this world, if you are doing illegal things to make ends meet, because this is an economy in America where we do not get paid hardly anything when it comes down to education. It's horrible. But if you are contemplating about doing something illegal just to make ends meet and stuff at your home, I would ask you to ask God for a better way and a better solution. Now, if the Lord still leads you down that road, then that's between you and Him. Let me go like this. It's better. That's between you and Him. If He leads you down that road. But if He does not lead you down that road, and you got people trying to talk you into certain things, please don't do it. Especially if you're a guy, because I don't know who the guy is. I don't remember the guy. I just knew he was taller than me. He was bigger than me. He worked in science or health or something. I don't know. I just know that he was there, okay? And it was not just him. It was a lot of teachers that was a part of this. Don't know. Hey, how y'all doing? This was just a message that I got from last night to this morning, and I put it out here because of the fact I didn't know if it could help someone make a better decision of joining a elite group or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know what's going on with this. Only thing I know is that what I was shown was a mess. Was a huge mess. And yes, after this whole situation, all stuff was stopped. all of the illegal activity was stopped. Like, done. It had to be. Is it pink? Moving forward. The thing is that whoever you are, think twice before you do something like this. If you see this, if you even understand what I'm saying, if you're police officers listening to this, there is another hidden organization, and I was in education, and I hate to look at it like that. I don't want to think that teachers are doing something like this, but after seeing this and feeling like I was right there, God ain't gonna show me something just to show me. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna just show me something, just because. He ain't gonna make up nothing in my head, or he's not gonna show me something, just making something up. It may be something y'all need to look into. Maybe something y'all need to look into. Or FBI, y'all may have, or DEA, or y'all may be, looking in the opposite direction of some other another world that's under the radar that y'all know nothing about. And it may be dealing with people that you think are prestigious people that's supposed to have children's best interest. But in this day and age where this world is all off of greed, after what I saw, after my dream and vision last night, I don't put nothing past nobody. And I'm usually on point when it comes down to certain things. Okay? But I didn't want to get on here too long. It's actually 31 minutes, or 32 minutes in. So I just want to get on here and put that vision out there just to help out whoever, if they watch this, you know, don't do it. Don't get involved in that world. Or maybe in law enforcement, y'all need to look into the world of education on the dark end of it, like the dark side of it. It may be something in there y'all know nothing about. Like that. Okay, and again, like I said, you got to look past the physical and look into it a little bit more. You may find a world you know nothing about that you didn't realize was there. Okay? But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I pray you guys have a good evening and everything works together for your good, but God get all the glory. I pray the Lord shine his face upon you and everything works together in the name of Jesus. All right? You have a blessed day.